Hey guys, how's it going? This is the Stupendous Wave, and in this video we'll be talking about Godzilla vs. King Kong. Could it happen? Now, Godzilla vs. King Kong has actually happened in the past. It actually happened in a 1962 movie made by Toho. Of course, there were suits, and it's an old Japanese movie. Of course, like I said earlier, made by Toho, the original creators of Godzilla. So a lot of people have been thinking, could they bring this back? Could we see this new King Kong that we're getting in 2017 face off against the Godzilla that we got in 2014? Now, this whole debate centers around what King Kong looks like in Skull Island 2017, how big he is, and for those of you that don't know, Godzilla 2014 was the return of Godzilla back, and now Kong Skull Island 2017 is an upcoming movie, of course being centered around King Kong and Skull Island. So now naturally people are thinking, since two kaiju, well, King Kong's kaiju-esque, he's a kaiju-esque property, not really as big as Godzilla in most iterations, but still people kind of consider him kaiju. So everyone's been thinking, since these two properties have been brought back so close to each other, is Legendary planning a versus movie, or possibly even a team-up movie? I'd be leaning more towards a versus movie than a team-up movie, but still. So like I said, it all depends on Kong. How big is Kong? That is the big question here. If Kong can like size up Godzilla 2014, I'd say that the likelihood of getting a movie, it's pretty dang certain if King Kong is certainly that big. Now, can they pull off a movie with King Kong being the size of Godzilla? I don't know. That's going to be very, very difficult. I'm more of a fan of the 25-foot tall King Kong. I think that's perfect. So I've been thinking a little bit, would I like this movie if it was an American-made movie, Legendary got together and they sized up King Kong and they put him against Godzilla and they had a fight? Now, this would be huge. If you guys can just take a second to think about this, this would be as big, if not bigger, than Batman v Superman, which is already going to be a gigantic movie. But this movie would make news as soon as it was announced. It would be gigantic. King Kong versus Godzilla. There'd be posters. There'd be King Kong fan pages that would pop up for Team King Kong. There'd be Godzilla fan pages that would pop up for Team Godzilla. It would just be huge. And that part of me really wants to see this film realized. But the other part of me thinks that I would like to keep Kong the way he is, the 25-foot tall gorilla, and keep him in his own universe with Kong Skull Island, of course, and hopefully the sequels from that movie. I really am hoping for sequels of that. And then Godzilla 2018, and when the next movie eventually releases, keep those two properties separate, because Godzilla has a lot of big stuff coming, and we don't really know a lot about Kong at this point in time, but Godzilla has Mothra, Rodan, and King Ghidorah coming in his upcoming movies. We're not sure exactly if they're all going to be in one movie or separate movies, but they will appear in the Legendary series. Now, I would like them to keep it separate, but what I did think is possibly Toho could even make a King Kong vs. Godzilla movie. I think that might be a little bit better. We can keep our American versions separate, but have Toho make a remake of Godzilla vs. King Kong. I would definitely be open to that, and I think that would still be almost as big as the American Godzilla film was, because they're just doing it again. Even though it's not being made in America, it would still be gigantic, and I definitely would like that. But as far as the American properties go, I would like Kong Skull Island to be in a separate universe than Godzilla 2014. Now, part of me, like I said earlier, really wants to experience the hype and even tell people when I'm older that I was around for this movie where we saw King Kong vs. Godzilla on the big screen made in America. I think that would definitely be interesting, but it's just so hard to make. You really have to get audiences to buy King Kong being hundreds of feet tall and not just 25 feet tall, because King Kong at 25 feet tall, that's believable. He's an icon. He's been around for a long time. But if you take an icon like that and size him up, it'd be very jarring for people. Just like if you took something like Godzilla and put him down to 25 feet, that would be jarring for a lot of people. So that's the reason why I think that it won't happen. But like I said, it all depends on Kong Skull Island. When we see exactly how big Kong is in this upcoming movie, I think that will answer all of our questions. If he's a couple 100 feet tall, if he's hundreds of feet tall, I'd say that getting a movie is pretty certain. If he's his standard 25 feet tall, I think that the movie might be, I don't know, might happen way down the line, if at all. So yeah, that's just my thoughts on it. Like I said, really want a Toho made movie of this. That would just be awesome. So anyway, leave your thoughts and comments down below. What do you guys think? Don't forget, if you guys are a fan of King Kong and Jurassic World, my breakdown analysis of who would win, or really more of an analysis of two creatures, is coming out tomorrow with Indominus Rex versus Vistatosaurus Rex. I'm really proud of that video. It's like over 20 minutes long. It took me a very long time to make. So if you guys are a fan of King Kong and Jurassic World, and if you want to check that out, I'd really appreciate it. And like I said, that's coming out tomorrow. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching yet again. Don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and have a great day.